It's generally extremely uncommon for any TV show to stop the ongoing story dead in its tracks except to go to a commercial break. But every so often, a show does take a bold artistic leap and transitions into something completely unexpected by pausing the current story and action and delivering scenes fans won't ever forget. I'm Josh from Whatculture.com, and these are 10 moments that literally stopped TV shows. Number 10. The Monty Python Tribute, Fringe. Few TV shows have ever hit a brick wall as abruptly or bizarrely as in Fringe's Season 5 episode Black Blotter, where eccentric researcher Walter Bishop delves deep into his own drug-addled mind to retrieve the password Black Umbrella. At this point, we're suddenly ripped away from the reality of the show and treated to an 80-second travelogue through Walter's mind, in the distinctive vein of Monty Python's iconic cutout animation. The sequence includes numerous references to Python beyond its mere style as well. Of course, there's a giant foot crushing something, while also giving viewers an ingenious glimpse into Walter's warped psyche. Animation company 6 Point Harness reportedly produced the idiosyncratic montage in just 2 weeks, which, considering the impact it made with fans, is a hugely impressive feat. Unforgettable isn't even the word. Number 9. Verizon product placement 30 Rock. Product placement can be a major distraction in TV shows when it is lazily implemented without any imagination whatsoever. And then there's 30 Rock, which basically pulled a Wayne's World and had fun leaning into the shamelessness of the act. The Season 2 episode, Somebody to Love, literally stops the ongoing story to perform a wink-wink product placement spot for telecommunications giant Verizon. In the half-minute scene, Jack literally stops telling Liz a story mid-sentence to start extolling the virtues of his new Verizon phone, before Liz follows up with an awkward monologue making it clear that she's also trying her hardest to shill for the company. At the end, in a rare fourth-wall breaking moment, Liz turns to the camera and says, "Can we have our money now?" Number 8. Part 8, Twin Peaks: The Return. Twin Peaks: The Return remains one of the most unexpected and boundary-pushing seasons of TV ever made, and reached a jaw-dropping peak of imagination with its instantly iconic 8th episode, simply entitled Part 8. While no single scene of David Lynch's mystery thriller series could be called normal, the first 15 minutes of the episode at least feel in tonal and stylistic step with everything that came before. But after Cooper's doppelganger, aka Mr. C, is revived, we suddenly cut to black and re-emerge in 1945, where the remaining 40-something minutes of the episode detail the hallucinogenic origins of the evil killer Bob. Between its mesmerizing depiction of the first atom bomb being detonated in New Mexico and what's basically a mini horror movie featuring the skin-crawlingly creepy woodsman, it is a showstopper in every possible sense of the word. And while this season didn't need this lengthy aside by any means, I mean, Lynch has always favored ambiguity after all, it lends welcome context to one of the most challenging yet rewarding single seasons of TV you're ever likely to see. That Showtime even allowed Lynch to pump the brakes for almost an entire episode and take fans on a horrifyingly beautiful rollercoaster ride through time and space is a testament to their trust in his vision. Number 7. The Intermission, Supernatural. Given that most TV episodes don't last more than an hour and are often crammed with way too many commercial breaks anyway, it is understandable that intermissions are extremely uncommon, but there are exceptions. Supernatural's Season 4 episode Monster Movie is an undeniable fan-favorite episode, serving as a black and white homage to classic Hollywood monster movies such as Dracula and Frankenstein. The entire episode is full of stylistic nods to old Hollywood, and even literally stops the action for a brief intermission just before cutting to a mid-episode commercial break. After the Draculator impersonating shapeshifter escapes from Dean, we fade out to an old-timey intermission, complete with a picture of curtains and some period-appropriate music before cutting to the commercial break for real. This was even included on the home video release of the episode though, which through its brevity only makes the gag even funnier. Number 6. The list of cancelled TV shows, Family Guy. Though it seems ridiculous to consider today, Family Guy was originally cancelled after its 3rd season, and was only revived for Season 4 due to strong DVD sales and high ratings during reruns. And creator Seth MacFarlane made absolute sure to fire a shot across the bow at trigger-happy Studio Fox in the very first scene of the Season 4 premiere. In what remains one of Family Guy's all-time funniest gags, the cold open begins with Peter explaining to his family that they've been cancelled because Fox needs to make room for a laundry list of other TV shows, that list including nothing but shows which Fox has actually cancelled. When Lois asks if anything can be done, Peter quips that they might have a shot if all of those shows get cancelled, at which point we smash cut to the opening credits. It is bold as hell to spend the first minute of your newly renewed show spraying hot fire at the people bankrolling it. Number 5. The priest sees the camera, Fleabag. One of Fleabag's most distinctive features is its title character's tendency to break the fourth wall, speaking directly to the audience to drop crucial exposition, crack wise, and just generally have some chit-chat while everyone else in the world of the show is blissfully unaware. But Season 2 played with this in a devilishly clever way by having Fleabag's love interest, Andrew Scott's hunky sexy priest, become aware of what she's doing. In one hilarious exchange, the priest notices that she disappears whenever she turns to talk to the camera. And when she does it again, he turns around with her, staring directly at the audience and screaming. Though Fleabag's discourse with the viewer tends to have a narrative or character purpose, in this case, the priest basically pressed the pause button on the scene while he tried to figure out what the situation was with this fourth wall. Number 4. Claire's random pantyhose dance, 6 Feet Under. HBO's all-time drama series 6 Feet Under was partial to reality-bending moments over the course of its run, particularly when the principal characters would speak to subconscious visions of dead people to help come to terms with their own issues. But in the 5th and final season's episode, The Rainbow of Her Reasons, the show delivered its most unexpected, hilarious, and literal mic drop. One of the episode's subplots sees Claire working at a temp agency and struggling with the discomforting pantyhose that she is forced to wear. As a result, she suddenly leaps to her desk and breaks out into a campy musical number, parodying the hit song You Light Up My Life by changing the lyrics to You Ride Up My Thighs. In a show that has never held anything back or rested on its laurels, this was truly one of its most insane moments, sending the episode hurtling into a brick wall of surprise absurdity before whipping back to reality. Number 3. And that's canon. Community. Community is one of the most gleefully self-aware comedies of all time, and one which relished toying with notions of reality and the fourth wall wherever possible. But the season 5 finale Basic Sandwich took this to extremes even for the show's standards, by having a lovable pop culture obsessive Abed briefly break through the fourth wall and wink at the audience. As Abed and Annie are having a sweet heart-to-heart, the subject suddenly shifts to next year, as in whether the show will get renewed for a season 6, at which point Abed says, "We'll definitely be back next year. If not, it'll be because an asteroid has destroyed all human civilization." Abed then looks off into the distance and says, "And that's canon," before the camera abruptly changes to show Abed looking directly at the audience, all the while Annie has no idea what the hell he's doing. Abed then quickly remembers himself and brushes the moment off, but as a nod to fans concerned about the show's possible cancellation, it was a hilarious way to stop the episode dead in its tracks and give the series a concrete ending in case it wasn't renewed. Ultimately, Community was cancelled for about 7 weeks before season 6 was picked up by Yahoo. So for the better part of 2 months, fans were left to believe an apocalyptic event had wiped out all life on Earth. Genius. Number 2. Claire Addresses the Audience, House of Cards. House of Cards made a masterful narrative device out of having a Machiavellian protagonist, Frank Underwood, break the fourth wall in order to speak directly to the audience. The end of the 4th season, though, seemed to confirm that Frank's wife Claire was also aware of the audience's presence, and in the 5th season's 11th episode, Claire performed an all-timer TV monologue by confronting the audience totally out of nowhere. In what seems to be a totally conventional scene, Claire enters Frank's empty office before suddenly turning to the camera and delivering this savage address, quote, "Just to be clear, it's not that I haven't always known you were there. It's that I have mixed feelings about you. I question your intentions and I'm ambivalent about attention, but don't take it personally. It's how I feel about most everybody," end quote. It's a moment that totally, brilliantly sucks the air out of the episode for its remainder, enough that you might struggle to pay attention to the scenes that follow. Number 1. Rosan reveals Dan's death. Rosan. Record scratch moments don't get much more shocking than the original series finale to legendary sitcom Rosan. The 9th and final season of its original run saw the Connors win a lottery jackpot totaling $108 million, turning the show's down-to-earth depiction of a blue-collar American family entirely on its head. But the series finale revealed in its later moments that the outlandish season was actually just a fabrication, a fantastical book written by Rosan based on the life of her family. Though her husband Dan had an affair during the season, this mind-boggling rug pull confirmed that Dan had actually died of a heart attack that he suffered in season 8. So yeah, it's about as WTF as apparent series finales can get, and depending on your opinion, either walked back an entire season's worth of terrible storytelling, or saw the series explode in a spectacular last-minute fireball. That is until the recent revival brought Dan back to life, of course. Whatever you think about it though, Rosan literally stopped the show mid-fantasy to reveal that what we thought we knew wasn't the case at all.